Hello. Good morning. What's up, collective? So far, Spirit said, in the doll, smack, and doll evokes a sense of dread. What does that mean? Does someone have a voodoo doll? You need to get rid of that voodoo doll. You guys, phantom activity. What's going on? Spirit! Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. My name is Patience. I'm your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News on all major platforms. We've been working on the latest episode of Spirit News, Spirit and Identity, and it is a doozy. It's a lot. But we're so happy to be here gathering the components, making the observations, gathering the data. We love you. We're here for another energy experiment to see what is going on from a higher perspective. So, let's do it. Megan Trainor, all about that bass. All about that bass. I mean, I said bass. Something about fish. Look at this. It's two people. Someone with a crown and someone without a crown. I don't know. Look at that. Someone named Megan. I don't know. Someone could be falling because they were playing dress up. And Spirit said something about a doll. Drugs. There could be a couple people that crowned themselves that are falling now. Or that wanted to take your crown or wanted to wear a crown. But Spirit said drugs. What else, Spirit? What else is going on? Spirit also said something about a doll. So I don't know if it's like a voodoo doll or... It says doll evokes a sense of dread. Or if there's some kind of like haunted item that they have. Not sure. I died very recent. The chain smokers. Could be chain smoking. This kind of makes me feel like the astral realm. Hi, Maddie. Oh, thank you, Wicked Vegas. Thank you. There's something about you being, it's almost like, you know, they're on the ground with their fake crown, the crown that they put on themselves, while you're just floating above. Like you're not, there's something that you're not giving energy to. You're just doing your own thing. You're looking away. There's two people here. Doubtless. There's a doubtless. You're not looking behind you, and there's two people that have their eye on you. And there could something about drugs. Hey, Robin! Hey, Robin, thanks for being here. Are you a VS model? No, just a regular old schmegular. Regular schmegular. That's all I am. But you're some kind of astronaut, I wanted to say. Astronaut. Some kind of cosmonaut. You're not even paying attention to these two people, but they watch you. They be watching you. They're on drugs, or they use voodoo dolls or something up with them. Megan Trainor, all about that bass. All about that bass, no trouble. Something, they're trying to cause you some kind of trouble. What was this trouble? Why are they watching you? The Weekend, can't feel my face. And there's a crown right here. I can't feel my face when I'm with you. This could be people you used to do drugs with. Or they might have said you're doing drugs, and they think because they're doing drugs that you're doing drugs. You know, back in the day when I love you're beautiful, I love you too. It's my pleasure, I look forward to it. Oh, thanks, Robin. Back in the day before kids, when we used to do like Molly and stuff, we would be like rolling at raves and stuff, and I'd always think surround, yeah, I'd always think that everyone is on drugs, or like I'd wonder because, you know, when you're on them, you just assume like people are on them too, you know? And so I'd always be like, are you on them? And then even now, I don't do drugs anymore, but I still will look at people and be like, I wonder if they're on something. I don't know why I do that. I think just because we were such partiers. I don't know. I just was projecting, I guess. So that's what this kind of feels like. This could have been two people that you used to party with, or that know that you know used to do that with them, and you stopped but they didn't, or something. So they're kind of like watching you, but they're definitely on drugs. Tell me about. Oh, here's a crown again. Sean Paul temperature. Something about energy manipulation because of the triangle and this cymatics right here. Something about fire-related injuries. Something about affecting the frequency. Salt and pepper, push it. Yeah, and there's some sunglasses right here, so something about affecting the frequency. Hey, Eddie. Hey, Steve. Hey, Antonio. Thanks for being here. Something about finding out that you're electric, or trying to plug into your energy, trying to plug into you, or trying to alter your energy or alter your frequency, but you have golden armor on. So Blizanthium, wishing I had it now. Now there's something they're wishing they would have done differently, because there's something that's happening to them. And Spirit said phantom activity. They could be confirmation. They could be turning into monsters, or they were being a monster. They were being a monster to you, trying to get you to... They're trying to poke the bear. They're trying to get you to react to them by altering your frequency in some way. They've crowned themselves, but now they have their eye on you with their fake crown, and they're wondering why nothing affects you. Because you're like this, honey. You're like that. You're like wedding. You're some enlightened being that's in some kind of peace. It's tricky. With the crown again, it's tricky. I told you they're trying to trick people about you, or try to get some kind of reaction out of you. They may have been working with an entity They may have been working with interdimensional that told them to how to do something. Because I have trainer. It's tricky. They were trained all about how to do something. Wishing I had it now. About how to get something out of you. Warlords of the Old West. Oh, Warlords of the Old West. Yeah, this could be, old Nazis of the old days. This could be some kind of cabal members. Some self-proclaimed royalty that works with an entity that are actually monsters. They operate in secrecy by altering frequency. But you got golden armor. You got golden armor. So it's not affecting you, all these tricks. These tricks they're trying to play. Yeah, they're kind of like falling apart. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Hey, Charlotte. Thanks for being here. Huh. I was getting the name Dennis also. I don't know if Dennis is relevant. Tell me about Dennis. What about Dennis? So what's going on here?
Body reduced to ashes.
Body reduced to ashes. There's some kind of fire-related injuries. The day it happened, my body reduced to ashes. And wedding. I just got an email about a training. And I said they were trained on how to do something. This energy is giving me some weird vibes. Confirmation. Okay. What else? What else? Make sure you're hitting that like button, guys, so you can help the channel out. It's greatly appreciated. Let's do an imagine if. I rolled a 3. Imagine if they had the deciding vote for an Oscar for the best actress. Who would they choose? Demi Moore. Demi Moore. Demi Moore. Oh, thank you so much, Robin. It's so funny because Demi Moore's name is like a false positive because Demi is like half, but Moore is more. So it's like Demi Moore. It's like half more. And Demi Moore was in that movie recently, The Substance, which is about eternal youth. Oh, this entity taught them about eternal youth. This entity taught them the fountain of eternal youth. Okay, what about it? What about it? Imagine if they could go on a dream vacation, what would they choose? Disney World. Yeah, how to be forever young. That's what this entity taught these elite people in rooms. In some kind of secret rooms. Interesting. Tell us more. Tell us the secrets of the elites. Okay. Imagine if they could invite a famous historical figure home for dinner. Mother Teresa. Mm-hmm. Mother Teresa. This entity might have said that they were equivalent to Mother Teresa, or 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 they like to portray like they are Mother Teresa or something like that. But they live in a fantasy world, Disneyland, Disney World. Something, possibly something with children. Jeez, I keep getting a 1. That's my third one. 1 1 1. Imagine if they were a floating vessel. What would they be? A gondola. Which reminds me of Venice, which is where the Phoenicians, the cult of the Phoenicians. Hold on. Who are the Phoenicians? Anti-Semitic maritime civilization based in independent city-states like Tyre, Sidon, and Byblos in the Levant.
Haunted mirror.
Haunted mirror. Their greatest legacy is the 22-consonant phonetic alphabet. Known as
Strange entity.
a strange entity. Known as purple people due to their production of expensive purple dye, they also excelled in glassmaking, metalwork, and exporting cedar wood. They practiced a polytheistic Canaanite religion with major centers in Tyre and Sidon. Huh. Tell me more about that.
Navigation itself. Herodotus, the Greek historian, wrote that Phoenician sailors had possibly circumnavigated Africa under the patronage of Egyptian pharaoh Necho II in the 6th century BCE. Nearly 2,000
Pharaoh.
years before Europeans returned.
Fucking Pharaoh.
Perhaps the most enduring legacy of the Phoenicians wasn't their ships. It was their script. They created the world's first phonetic alphabet. Unlike the complex cuneiform of Mesopotamia or Egyptian hieroglyphics, their system used symbols to represent sounds. This innovation,
Yeah. Made the 22 consonants. Yeah. Limiting the way we can speak to each other. So we have a very limited vocabulary. So something about the Phoenicians, that's who these elites come from, some kind of maritime. We know that they use maritime law to bind us to like corporate contracts and shit like that. Well, they also messed up our language. You know the saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words, don't you? Well, a letter is just one sound. It doesn't elicit any type of imagery or vision. Bastards. And they practice polytheistic. Canaanite. What's a Canaanite religion? Let me see. What is a polytheistic Canaanite religion? Relating to or characterized by belief in worship of more than one god. Polytheism. It's a strange entity. Yeah. This is them right here. With the interdimensional. They worship the false god Moloch, sacrifice children to it. Paganism, yeah. I think it's one entity. It's like Legion, but it will show up for itself to different people as Moloch or Baal or whatever, all those mofos. But look how it looks. It's like, and it has its back turned, so something about how it may have its back turned at this time to these people. Tell me about this mother. Wait, give me more.
Dark curiosity.
Dark curiosity. You know,
Trinity.
Trinity. Trinity and Mother Teresa. Yeah, this entity came to the Phoenicians with, that's, interdimensionals can come to you and say whatever they want to say. And it's up to you to discern the spirit. Because just because you're talking to something non-physical doesn't mean that it's divine. And you have to be able to know the difference. And you really have to be able to know the difference within people. Because they will use vessels to speak to people and trick people into believing what they believe in, because it's shrouded in the mask of Mother Teresa, but it's really one entity that's reading your energy and then giving you the information that will match your energy so you believe what they're saying. And so that's how they tricked a lot of people. And I will say that the entity is interdimensional, and so it has access to cosmic knowledge. So it has to be careful with, it doesn't tell you what to do. It suggests things to do. And then it's up to you to ask for clarity. Well, is this something that will hurt people? Is this something that will hurt myself? Is this something that is this something that's good for the all, or is it going to affect everyone negatively? These are questions that we should be asking interdimensional beings that show up in our daily lives when we come to someone who's a manipulator, who's being controlled by an entity, and they don't even know it because they're so, unable to control their primal urges. It's like those things aren't obvious, but they are identifiable if we can learn how to read energy, discernment, if we can discern. So there's something about these people were derived from the Phoenicians, which is which they believe in polytheism, so more than one god. And this entity brought to them knowledge and may have taught them metallurgy and glasswork and things that are valuable, but for what cost? What, I'll teach you these things, but all you have to do is bring me a child every moon cycle or something, something weird like that. If you're getting something valuable, but the cost is very high, it's like, is it worth it? What are the consequences? Tabloids. What are the consequences? Spirit said tabloids. What about the tabloids? I got a 1 again. Robin facts. It's called the black technology parasitic energy. Yeah. Imagine if they were a dance, what would they be? Tango. Yeah, it's like everything they do is calculated and is meant to distort our belief systems. Because these people understand energy and they know cosmic law and they know what we're thinking all the time because they're interdimensional. and they have access to the thought realm, which is the 4D realm. And so they can read your thoughts. They know what you're thinking about. If you're not controlling your thoughts and they gravitate towards hatred and anger all the time, then they're going to use that or whatever is within you, and they're going to use it against you through frequency and cymatics, through sounds, through, instead of a picture's worth 1,000 words, they want a sound to be worth one thought, and they want that sound to be that thought to be controlled by them. Okay. But these people that are being controlled in the spotlight and tabloids feeds the entity egos more. They have all in database, literally. Yeah, well, Spirit did just say tabloids. What do you want us to know about the tabloids? I think it's both. I think that the tabloids do prey on people and continuing rumors and consistently distracting us. Sure, but also I think what the tabloids can do, if I can transmute it into something positive, is they let us know like how desperate they are, by what comes out in the tabloids, and how destructive it is can be a identifier for where they're at in trying to distract the collective. What do you want us to know about the tabloids? Let's do vocab. Let's do vocabulary. What do you want us to know about? They have all in a database. Acme. The highest point, the summit, the highest level or degree attainable. Just when he reached the acme of his power, the dictator was overthrown. The apex peak summit. Oh, the dictator was overthrown. And acme reminds me of Looney Tunes, where they always have like the anvil by Acme, or like any prop or anything is by Acme. So it kind of makes me feel like the illusion, the cartoon is over. It's like they've reached the highest point attainable. They've reached the summit. There's no, now they're just, they've been performing these horrible acts out of boredom because they have everything they need. They get everything they want. They pay, there's just nowhere else to go now. They've, like, how much more pain and suffering could you possibly want? Like, how much pain and suffering does one need to continue life, So there's something about them being overthrown. Spirit said Kyle. Mitigate. To soften, to lessen. A judge may mitigate a sentence if she decides that a person committed a crime out of need. Alleviate. Ease, lighten, moderate. Mollify. Temper. Microphone. Mitigate. Yeah, that's what I was saying about the tabloids. They use celebrities to soften their fall, they use the celebrities first. Those are going to be the ones that are going to soften their fall. 6-6 in the chat, because this isn't just celebrities. This is everybody. This is doctors, teachers, from universities to elementary schools. This is psychologists. This is big pharma. These are all everybody who's involved is at some type of apex or at the top of something. This group of Phoenicians do not want people in the group that don't have authority. So most of the people that are in this group have some kind of authority, but we want to remember that it's not just celebrities. Celebrities are just going to be the infantry, first runners up to get it. But everybody is part of it. And so instead of looking to the tabloids for what celebrity's in trouble this time, we should be looking deeper. We should be expecting bankers and people we don't even know, owners of restaurants and guards at the at that are supposed to be not allowing drugs to come through. It's happening on to people, or people should be held accountable that aren't famous, that we don't even know. And so just remember that the celebrities might be the first to go, but that ain't going to be the end. Okay? They communicate with dark spirits, and that's not cool. Spirit said Kyle and Mandy. They do. But the thing is that this entity that, it really gives me the name Legion, and I know that's very religious, but we have to remember that interdimensionals, especially ones that feed off of negative emotions, are like hive-minded. And so they can split themselves off in a polytheistic fashion and come to different people as like their Mother Teresa, playing on their religious wound, and act like they're Mother Teresa, but really they're the same shard of one big beast. You know what I'm saying? And so there's lots of things we give our money to that are copyrighted, that are like imprinted onto our society, like Disney World. But when we go to Disney World, we're literally giving our money to these people. These are the types of structures and corporations that they've created to have a limited amount of abundance and access to us and to wealth and to our children and multiple things. And so it's like we're feeding a lifetime. Yeah, we're feeding the things that they've built on the blood, sweat, and tears of us, that continue to perpetuate their wealth to give them wealth and abundance and power. So Spirit could be alluding to the fact that we need to break this tango up. We need to start imagining a life without these things that have become so indoctrinated. Absolutely. Disney literally MK Ultra camp. Yeah. And we pay hundreds of dollars and people are obsessed. And you know what my theory is about Disneyland? If you have a grown adult who is willing to, who thinks Disneyland is like the end all be all and they're a grown ass person, then you can 100% know that they have some childhood trauma that they have not healed, because there's no reason for grown people to be so obsessed with Disneyland when Disneyland represents such a negative aspect of our society. Okay, so I think Spirit is bringing up how we need to start thinking about how we want it to be and what that's going to look like, because there's going to be a lot of powers that are going to fall, and a lot of people are going to be like, well, where do we go? How do we come back from this? And there's going to be a lot of questions, but we have to be very mindful of who we're giving money to, who we're supporting, who we're tempering, who we're alleviating, those for taking accountability by giving them our money and our support. Okay, so that's something that's coming up. We may want to start marinating on that. Okay, what else, Spirit? Spirit said bolt. Spirit said it, doctrinaire. Rigidly devoted to theories without regard for practicality. I can't make it up. The professor's manner of teaching was considered doctrinaire for such a liberal school. dictatorial, inflexible. Yeah, we're going to have to start paying attention to the people in our lives, in our neighborhoods, in our towns, in our cities, in our states, and in the world who are inflexible, that are unwilling to change, that are unwilling to take responsibility, that are unwilling to say, I fucked up. I gave in and I ate the forbidden fruit. You look like an alien from Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, thank you. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Thank you. We're going to have to start really opening our eyes to those who are rigidly devoted to theories without regard for practicality. You know, like, I mean, they give a good example, like professors, like, we should not have teachers that are so separated by their politics that they don't care who they indoctrinate into their belief system, that it's not practical, it's personal. We don't want celebrities and teachers and to be teaching our children politics. That's not what we should be investing in. Politics, money, and religion are three things that do not exist outside of this planet. And when you die, none of that shit matters. So if there's anyone in your environment that is completely obsessed with politics or with money or with religion in a very unhealthy, very dogmatic, dictatorial way, then those are people you need to walk away from, because they're just going to be going like, meh. And I don't mean to be so like negative about it, but it's also like leaders and stuff, the leaders that we have in our communities. They should be left out for people to go search themselves when they get older. Absolutely. Everything has to crumble. Nothing grows on false foundation. Yep. A lot of people are going to have to wake up or break down along with the old. Yep. Absolutely. Yeshua does love us. Yeah. And so a lot of things have to change. A lot of things that we've been indoctrinated into to believing is the way it is going to crumble. And you're absolutely right. Spirit has mentioned that potato. I don't know why we're focusing so much of our attention on things that we cannot change ourselves. And I think that's what the tabloids and the news need us to focus on. Those little things that that seem really big when you're watching it, because they have like the big banners and the news alerts and just in and this is what's trending, and you know, and they make it seem like it's very important and it's very, you know, you need to know this now, this is what's happening. But do you need to know it? Is there anything that you can do about it? You know, it's just a way to divert your focus away from yourself, to make you start worrying about things outside of your control. And that's just not the way that we're going to be able to change for the future generations to come. Okay, so there's something about that. I'm going to do one more vocabulary word. Arbitrary. Yeah, arbitrary. Come through, Spirit. Arbitrary. Determined by chance or impulse. I can't make it up. When you lack the information to judge what to do next, you will be forced to make an arbitrary decision. Erratic, indiscriminate, random. Absolutely. When you lack the information to judge what to do next. So, Spirit, what is your suggestion, your loving suggestion for how we should approach or move forward, and what we can expect? And what we can expect from the powers that be, and how we can, I guess, mitigate it, or because I had mitigate to soften or lessen. Okay, let's do a mind trap. Let's do a mind trap. There are 4 volumes of humor and accounting sitting on a book. Lydia, Mandy, and Kyle. There are 4 volumes of humor and accounting sitting on a bookshelf. Each book is exactly 8 centimeters thick. The pages of each book constitute 7 centimeters, and the covers are each half a centimeter thick. A starving beetle starts eating at page 1 of volume 1 and eats straight through to the last page of volume 4. How far does the beetle travel? The beetle will have traveled 17 centimeters. Most people would say 29.5 centimeters, but if you look closely, you will see that the first page of volume 1 is at the far right side, and the last page of volume 4 is at the extreme left side. Most people would say. So there's something about us needing to look closer at far right and far leftism. It says far right and extreme left. There's something that we need to, as the people, need to look closer at, because there's humor in the way that they're calculating or giving information. It's because they're starving. And so there's something about them being desperate, needing to create little fires and then report them on the news. And then we're like, oh my God, a kidnapping and a shooting. And Spirit said pantry. It's like a variety of different fires because they're starving. And there's something that once they start to starve, they start to like mess up. So they start to mess up the way that news is delivered. It does say far right and extreme left. So something about politics. Starving for attention and belonging both far right and far left. Yeah. I'm talking to God. Talking to the God. The one and only. What is the next letter in the following sequence? OTTFFSSE for 8. The letters are the initial letters of the written numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some kind of countdown. Some kind of sequence of events. We could be on number 8 they could be planning or have planned a sequence of events to mitigate the blow for their dogmatic teachings. So we're on 8. So there's something about 8. It seems like some kind of countdown of a sequence of events. Why don't you notice? Spirit said. It could be that there's something that they're creating in tabloid news that could have to do with frequency, and it could be something that's not affecting us the way it normally is. Something that is imprinted with some kind of cymatics. They have a sequence of events or tabloid news that they're inserting into the public that hit at specific times. But why don't you notice? But there's people who it's not affecting, or it's not affecting the amount of people that they need it to. Something like that. The witch from the Wizard of Oz. Who is God to you? God is love. God is forgiveness. God is unconditional love. God is pure positive energy. Hey, Angry Honky! Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I didn't mean to grab a vocabulary word, but I did, and it's caco- ca- cacophony, cacophony, cacophony. A harsh jarring noise. The junior high orchestra created an almost unbearable cacophony as they tried to tune their instruments. Chaos, clamor, discord, disharmony, noise. I told you. They're trying to use frequency to get the people who watch the tabloids and the news to be in chaotic energy. But it's not working because when you're aware, because we're becoming more aware of what they know. When we,
Seven spirits.
seven spirits, when we become aware, oh, Spirit said seven, and I said eight is the one they're on. So they just initiated sequence 7, some kind of frequency to cause disharmony and discord, but it's not working. It's actually pushing us together more. It's actually creating more unity than disharmony. So they're about to launch sequence 8. What is sequence 8 going to be? Before airplanes were invented, a suspension bridge was being planned to span the gorge near Niagara Falls. There was no way a boat could carry the necessary suspension cables across the violent water, and the bridge could not be built until the cables spanned the river. One day, the builders staged a contest open to the public that solved their problem. The contest was won by a young boy. Shortly thereafter, the cables spanned the water. What contest did they stage, and how did they use it to solve their problem?
Please take a detour.
Please take a detour. The builders of the bridge were inspired to offer a prize to the first person to fly a kite from the American side to the Canadian side. Once the kite string made the crossing, a heavier cord was tied to the string and it was pulled across. This process continued in succession, using heavier cords and ropes until the first cable spanned the river. Choked. I see it too often now that chaotic energy driven from the news and algorithm. 8 is what they're trying to activate, but Spirit is already on 7, which probably starts on the spring equinox. Oh, that's a very good observation, Jocelyn. Absolutely. And I looked at that today on the calendar too. I don't really get it. I see it too often now, the chaotic energy driven from the news and algorithm. Well, that's the thing. It's like once you understand that they use these mainstream media outlets to perpetuate their own agenda and to cut us off from other things that are way more important that are happening, we stop letting it affect us. And the same goes with witchcraft and stuff, or anything. Aristotle says the most divine thing you can do is attain knowledge, and knowledge is power. So Spirit says you don't have to know everything, but if you just know a little bit about everything, you can really save yourself a lot of harm from energy manipulation from what they imprint, because they're imprinting frequencies, disharmonic frequencies in the news media, and the more you watch it, the more it's meant to put you in like a chaotic energy in your life and give you, so you spiral out, essentially, is what they want. So there's something about airplanes, boats, water, untwistable, a suspension bridge, a contest, and a stage. Something about staging something open to the public to solve their problems. something that could have to do with possibly like airplane crashes, boat bombings, all different kinds of things. They're just trying to bring violence, um, stage violent acts to open the public up to their problems. Something like that. It's definitely being staged, though. They're trying to offer a prize to people who choose to look the other way, to fly a kite, that choose not to cross the river, that don't want to be pulled across. They're hoping that this continues their succession and that it creates heavier cords and ropes. 8 is the infinity symbol, but the aka opposite, uses it to keep you on a loop. Yeah, they invert it. They invert whatever's good. They'll like invert it to make it the opposite. So they use the airplane crashes as a glitch. That's why we've been experiencing so many in the last few years. Oh, that's so funny because Spirit said glitch before I started. So I think you're onto something, Jocelyn. 8 in numerology is ruled by Saturn. Some of these people worship Saturn, don't they? Yep, absolutely. So they're definitely in the process of pulling levers and wheels to put a cord on us on the floor, to create a cord to us, because they need us to be inspired by them. They need us to allow them to do something. So they're staging events that have to do with boats, airplanes, bridges, cables, Niagara Falls, waterways, something with water, because they want us to give them permission to be in succession. Because we're the ones who say who we support. If we're not supporting them, then what power do they actually have if we choose to not support them anymore? Okay? They use the airplane crashes. Oh, I read that. Sorry. Okay, give me one more mind trap. How can it be that a man was once married to the sister of his widow? And Spirit said wedding. The man married his wife's sister first. Something about a wedding. How can it be that a man was once married? Oh, I had a dream about this the other day. I dreamt that in this astral realm, there's like this, we're on the precipice of approaching this milestone of energy where the divine masculine and the divine feminine in the astral realm are not being separated anymore. They're not in separation. They're starting to become in union in the astral realm. And what that means for us here is a more balanced perspective of many things. It's the marriage of unity of two polarities coming together because they've been separated for so long. Wrath. So I think they're trying to create harsh, unbearable cacophonies through imprinting the news with cymatic frequency, so that way we're in discord, so we don't, so our soul does not become in union with whatever polarity it is out of function with, I know I have Saturn in Aries conjunct my 7th house, and it's my first Saturn return. It's my south node as well. Good luck, sending you lots of love. Oh, thank you. I barely made mine. I appreciate it. I just broke up with my partner just before the Saturn return. She was an Aries sun, Aries moon, so freaky. I gotta be honest, I don't even go by those things. I can't, for whatever reason, it like scrambles my brain when I don't even know my own. I just wake up. I just wake up, and however I am that day is what I am. If you could use simple words to this retired Marine could understand, I'd be happy to learn. Yeah, I definitely don't I'm not against it or anything, the astrology stuff, but I definitely don't put all my eggs in that basket, cuz from what I understand, you can be born on, a certain snapshot in time where the stars are aligned a certain way, but your soul is infinite and it can access all stars and what is that? I want to say egregore, but I don't think that's the right word. It's basically the embodiment of all celestial objects. You can embody that and tap into that at any time. It's not fixed. It can give you insights into like how your mind works and stuff, but that it can be a mind trap, because if you're certain that you're fixed for the day you were born to certain stars and alignments, then it prevents you from being a little more flexible for any changes you may naturally form into, So how does the human brain get past the limitations? It's a tool. Many take it as a label stamp. Yeah. Enough astrology talk. Hey, Lake Superior. Well, I think that's what the wedding is about, the astral wedding. For those who are really in their masculine energy, that are very logical and need logical deduction for how things work, and need to have evidence and proof, and need to, have the empirical evidence, scientific proof, that's how you know you're in your masculine. But because in the astral realm, we're starting to unite. Spirit's calling it a wedding, a divine union of masculine and feminine. What that will mean in physicality is us accepting that the feminine energy does not run in a straight line. Being in touch with your feminine energy doesn't mean that you are becoming feminine. It means that you're accepting things that you can't control, that you're starting to believe things you cannot see, that you trust, that you have intuition. Oh, I have goosebumps on my legs. The feminine energy is basically trusting before knowing, or a knowing or trusting what you know without having the evidence. Thank you for that confirmation. I've been having wedding dreams. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's awesome. So, Spirit was speaking of a wedding. So, I think what they're trying to do is prevent us from being balanced individuals, because they need us to be in a disharmonic, separate, individualized kind of state to control us. Once we realize that we're never separated by extreme leftism or far rightism, whatever, none of that is even real outside of this planet. And they use these tactics to make us go at each other. And so the more that we believe that we're separate in this way, the easier it is to control us. But it's not working, because they can't stop what's already, where we're at in the solar system. There's no stopping the union of polarities. It's already upon us. But they know that. They know that the ride is over. Okay, we're about to start making some drastic changes. And you know what? This also reminds me of I was gonna read this weekend. I'm working Saturday, so I can't do a read, but I was gonna do a read with George Harrison, and I have that DVD where it's the Last Will and Testament of George Harrison, and it's literally about how how Great Britain had a contest for a look-alike, and that's what this card is saying, had a contest for a look-alike for Paul McCartney, because Paul McCartney actually died in a car accident, and they didn't want to tell anybody because they thought like hundreds of thousands of women would commit suicide, or at least that's what they said. And on George Harrison's deathbed, he made a will and testament about the truth. And so that's funny that this says, what contest did they stage and how will they use it to solve their problems? Right here, the contest was won by a young boy, and it was won back in time. I think George Harrison wants to talk. George! And I was also getting Shakespeare. If you guys like what we do here, that's who we're going to be talking to this weekend. Shakespeare and George Harrison. Let it be said. Okay, what else, Spirit? What else you want us to know? So far. Oh, I also have Bill Gates here on the Mother Teresa card. So something with Bill Gates. So Spirit wants us to start marinating on imagining how our future would be if we did not have these corporations and things that we rely on, like Disney World, if we didn't support the things that are involved in the fertility rituals. Okay, I want to hear from Shakespeare so bad. I subscribe. What an amazing channel. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Jocelyn. Thank you for being here. Eddie, come back. I was talking a little with Shakespeare in my mind today, and I got some interesting things. I'm really excited about reading him. He's been coming through a lot, so it'll be interesting. But some of the things that we need to start paying attention to is, what are we giving our attention to? What are the things that we're focusing on? I know that there's bombs being dropped, but we're not over there. We don't know if they're just saying that or if they're just staging that. So we think that they should go in and, we don't actually, let's find out. What are their motives? Like, are they really bombing Iraq in this way? Are they trying to scare us? I don't know if I can get an answer, but I'm going to try. Let's do Trivial Pursuit. Two blues and a brown. What eastern U.S. state fielded 1,659 complaints about bears in 99 after only 285 in 95? New Jersey. Yeah, so that's weird. So it's like there were more complaints in 99 about bears and only 285 in 1995. So it's like, why are there more bombings now than there ever has been? And who's controlling that? Numbers. And who's controlling that? And why are they controlling it? Why do they want to go all out right now? It's something about shipping. Something on ships. The 10th insight. The Celestine prophecy. The 10th insight. What's that? What is the 10th insight? Holding the vision on a spiritual, purposeful world by remembering our collective historical personal evolution. What are the 10 insights of the Celestine prophecy? Noticing synchronicity, the world has a spiritual design, giving the karmic design, human control dramas, the spiritual connection, sensing a life mission, following intuition, and giving energy increases synchronistic experiences. Oh, there's 2 more. That was 8 though. Oh, 8! Giving energy increases synchronistic experiences. Full circle. Full circle. Humans control dramas. Yes. They're dropping bombs and making drama, so we focus on that, because what it does energetically is it gives them permission to keep doing it. It's the 8th insight. Giving energy increases synchronistic experiences, because they don't want to be phased out. They want to keep carbon monoxide cars. They want to keep the Olympics. They want to use the Olympics. Midnight. They want to remote control our minds. Wow. They want to remote control our minds by using the very divine insights that will also help you become who you're supposed to be. You know, they're inverting the 10 insights, spiritual insights, so we use it against ourselves, because they know how energy works. Wow, that about manipulation, but it's played out, not working.
Stop now.
Yeah, Spirit says stop now. Spirit says they can't use these tactics anymore because of the age of information. Because we're asking more questions now. We're asking, well, why are you doing that? And we're starting to call out hip-hop heroes. We're starting to call out people who are in the public, who are abusers, who are drug users, who are not divine beings, who should not be role models. And we're starting to question why we even let people like this in places of authority, just to declare wars on our behalf when we weren't even asked. We weren't even asked. Okay? We weren't even warned. It just happened. Why is alternative medicine being kept from us? Why do we have to go to pharmaceuticals when there's so many bio alternatives that we could be initiating? Why are they trying to create bioartificial livers designed for temporary organs when we could just take care of ourselves, when we could just be allowed to use holistic practices and take care of ourselves and have options for unlimited power that don't degrade the atmosphere or our water? Why are we being forced to idolize spousal abusers and drug users and people who can't even accept that they're gay? You know, it's like, the real medicine is in the plant. Yeah. It's not in bioartificial livers. It's like, just take care of yourself, you know? And if that's meant for you, that's meant for you. And then something about AIDS and magic. You know, creating sicknesses. So, you know, that's so weird that they're talking about AIDS right now. An AIDS epidemic. Something about an AIDS epidemic. His loss is a loss for all of us. Whose 93 death from AIDS inspired Magic Johnson to note his loss is a loss for all of us? Arthur Ashes. Arthur Ashes. Arthur Ashes? Oh, whoops, I said that wrong. Arthur Ashes was an American professional tennis player who died of AIDS. The first black player selected to United States Davis Cup team and the only black man ever to win the singles titles at the Wimbledon. And of course, he had to die by AIDS. AIDS-related pneumonia at 49. He contracted it from a blood transfusion during his heart surgery. And I also have Deepak Chopra on here and Eminem and the Smithsonian Institute. Yeah, these are people that we have to start questioning, the people in power, basically. The people that are part of this giant cult that we keep in positions of power and influence. We're going to have to start not supporting them. Is that your lighting, or do you have liver issues? Oh, that's funny you said liver issues, because this says artificial liver, but it's my light. It's my light. I just like the yellow one. All right, let's do one more. What else, Spirit? Yeah. So, Brown. What Berkeley cookbook author is celebrated as the mother of American cooking? Alice Waters. Alice Waters. Something about Alice in Wonderland? Oh, I just got that image of Eat Me, where she gets really big and then she has to eat it again and she gets really small, or she eats the mushroom. There's some kind of ancient invention that they've been using to distance themselves from death. Something that was banned and used and harnessed against competitors. They celebrated this technique, this mother of cooking, spirit cooking, someone who could possibly be Russian, or someone who could possibly be Ukrainian or something, because I have Sergei Sokolov, defense minister, Soviet airspace defense minister. They've been doing fertility rituals to harness competitors' air to distance death since the Stone Age. There's a mother that has this ancient invention that they use as a defense to use in the city streets. Wow. Celine Dion. Dwarf tossing. What is dwarf tossing? I just have to read that. What off-band bathroom sport lands its harnessed competitors safely on air mattresses? Dwarf tossing. They'll make a sport out of anything. Abramovich, spirit cooking for the elites under the guise of art. Yes. Oh, we are getting into the pizza route. These people are sick. Glad you're okay. Oh, thank you. I have a green one sticking out. Let's do one more. Tell us more about... So they've been doing some kind of ancient practice for... That's how we started off in the beginning. They were taught some kind of ancient practice since the Phoenician times to be able... it's like a elixir of youth. A way to keep themselves young. It kind of... I'm getting that image of the skirt skis. I think that's what they're called. Skirt skis? Skirt skis, or from the Dark Crystal. They were like these decrepit, like, bird things that, like, adored all their, like, knickknacks and tchotchkes, and then they take their robes off and they're just these shriveled up, skinny little birds. That's what I'm getting. What U.S. city is home to Technology Alliance, a business consortium that helps back new companies known locally as Baby Bills? Seattle. Something about Seattle. could be the home of this alliance, of this consortium that likes baby bills. Something about Seattle. Something that's banned in Japan. 11. Banned in Japan. Something about... I've been getting a lot about bones. Something about their bones. I have banned 3 times, so there's something about what... There's going to be some kind of new laws or some kind of new protection that's going to get created against witchcraft, against using old ritualistic practices. I have always said that we need to have some kind of consortium of magic, some kind of what do they call it in Harry Potter? It's like the magistrate of magic, because the people that are in power and influence are absolutely using witchcraft. That is the beast that it's speaking of in Revelations. The beast is witchcraft. And the reason why it's a beast is because you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't hear it. It has no physicality. It affects you on an energetic level. And it is affecting these people now because of where we're at in the solar system, and the sun is illuminating the truth. And once the truth becomes more prevalent, their magic loses power. Ministry of magic, yeah. Because we need to be able to know who's using magic. And the people that would be... It would kind of be like the CIA, except not the CIA, because the CIA uses it too. All 3-letter organizations that we have that have been created by these people use the witchcraft. And they might not call it that. They might just say the Operation MK Ultra, or Project Paperclip, or Project Butterfly, or what is it, Project Monarch, whatever it is. It's a mind control. And the thing is that they are manipulating our minds through frequency, and that is still energy manipulation. That is still witchcraft. And then we perpetuate it because we're operating in this frequency that we don't know is being imprinted onto our fields, and we're having negative thoughts, and we're not wanting people to succeed around us, and we're wanting people to, we're having negative thoughts and projecting that towards people instead of working on ourselves. We're listening to music that's made by these demonic entities, that's imprinted with their, I was watching this professor talk about backmasking, and he discovered that it's not that they're purposely making the backmasking. The backmasking is revealing is the entertainer's thoughts. And so when you're hearing the backmasking and it's I salute Satan and 666, it's not that they're putting that in the music. It's that the music is actually recording backwards their thoughts. Their thoughts are being imprinted on the track that they're performing. And so I don't know, there's something about that. There's something about how our unconscious mind is eliciting these electric impulses to think in these very specific ways that are being beamed to us by being imprinted in the news we watch, the music we listen to, the movies we watch. Anything that you're consuming is going to be imprinted with the witchcraft, and the witchcraft is the thoughts, the negative thoughts, or the thoughts of these people that believe that they were supporting a God that that lets them do whatever they want. Do as thou wilt. Which honestly is just so stupid. Like, really, do as thou wilt? Well, what if it's being done to you? Then is it do as thou wilt? What if it's your children? Oh, is it do as thou wilt now? How about now? Okay? Do as thou wilt. Yeah, do as thou wilt until it's done to you. And now you're crying and you're screaming and you're wondering what's happening. We need the Ministry of Magic. Okay, because there's a ton of people, even in my own life, I can attest to spiritual warfare because at a macro scale, these people are doing ancient fertility rituals that require a sacrifice that's beyond our comprehension, and it's like so surreal that we can't even wrap our minds around it, but yet they have to do it in secret. Nobody can know about it. Well, if do as thou wilt, then how come nobody can know about it? They're just so stupid. They're so stupid. If it's do as thou wilt, why does it have to be so secret? If there's no consequences to your actions, then how come nobody can know about it? You know? Hello? So stupid. Okay.
Jackpot.
Spirit. What else? What do you meme? What do you meme? Spirit, please tell me, what are the elites looking like right now? Okay, so those are just some things that we need to start sharing. We need to start applying to our daily lives. I know it's tough to like, what? I can't even support Eminem, one of the greatest rappers of all time. I can't even support Eminem. Deepak Chopra? No. It's everybody. Everybody. It's everybody. It's everybody. You need to start watching your new influencers that are walking in divine energy, that don't have any ulterior motives, that worked hard, that haven't been given bribes and offers of illusions and delusions. Okay, we have to start implicating the people that thought that they were untouchable. We have to stop supporting and giving our money to these people that are doing horrible things. Yes, if any of you want a high vibrational personal reading, Robin's Realms Readings she's the one for you. If you're looking for a high vibrational spiritual reading, even One Direction, especially One Direction, and One Direction ain't even a full direction anymore. There's zero direction. All right, Spirit, what are these elites up to? They're living in the old world. They can't even get a new cell phone. Their mind is on flip phone because they're trying to make the same things they've been doing for so long work in this new energy, and they're looking like monkeys. They're just looking like baboons, just stupid idiots, honestly, trying to make it fit. And the aliens were just like, oh, I'm so tired of this. I'll be waiting here when you're ready. When you're ready to move on from this indoctrination, mind control techniques, we will be here waiting for your contact. Okay. Stuck on 8, yeah. 8 directions. What was the 8th direction? Hold on, I still don't know the 10. Let me see. Give me the 10. Eight, giving energy increases synchronistic experiences. Once we clearly see the process of synchronicity, what we observe most often is that people provide many of our synchronistic experiences, yet sometimes others do not feel comfortable talking to us. As a result, we end up leaving that encounter feeling as though we missed out on something they were supposed to tell us. We find another step up in consciousness when we grasp the solution to this problem. We must adopt an additional ethic toward others, one which enhances our attitude of giving as we communicate with them. We must actively uplift others by visualizing an expression of a higher connected consciousness come through in their eyes and on their face. Continue to visualize them moving above their ego into an authentic united state. As a result of this, not only is the person lifted into a greater level of experience, they're more likely to intuit some message they have for us. Absolutely. Positively expect people into success. Positively expect ourselves into success. Imagine the way we want it to be. Let your environment tell you what your next steps are. Let the universe speak to you through your environment to tell you who's meant for you, who's not meant for you. So you can be free. So you can feel the wind in your face. So you can open yourself up to opportunities. So you can relax. So you can know that everything's going to work out. I be loving you, Spirit. Don't resist. Don't listen to the guy that resists. No, that's not for me. Nah, that shit ain't real. No, that's all a lie. They can't be eating babies. They can't be. Well, then you're not for me. Because if you don't see what's happening, then there's something going on in your world, and I don't want to be a part of it. There are two roads in life, the right one and the wrong end, the broad and the narrow. Choose you this day. Open your eyes and open your heart. Oh, open your heart. You know, sometimes opening your heart chakra requires you to feel a little pain. So this energy is going to be showing you repressed memories. It's going to bring up emotions that you haven't felt in a long time. It's going to require you to feel the pain. You can't go through the fire without going through the fire first. So I also see this as another way as people who are resisting change and resisting feeling the pain that keeps them in this shrouded energy could possibly have strokes or heart attacks or have heart problems or may encounter heart problems because they're resisting the shift so much. So be prepared for that. Unfortunately, they are, and they put it in the McDonald's food. That's what they say. That's what they say. Yeah, you're not going to make it in the new earth energies if you're not doing the steps necessary to heal from old wounds. It requires you to be operating in a heart-centered consciousness for you to be a energetic match to new earth. If you refuse or reject healing those wounds because you don't want to look at them, because you don't want to admit or take accountability, and you say, that's not my fault, and you know it's the blame game all the time, then you're not going to be the one that moves forward, that has, you know, a freedom experience. Okay? You're going to be trapped by your inability to accept what you've done. This is going to be your new norm. Just faking it. You know, just sitting in the living room at night making duck faces. I don't know. Which reality do you want to live in? This one or this one? Which one feels better? Does this one feel better or does this one feel better? This one or this one? Okay. It's up to you. You gotta decide. You gotta heal those inner child wounds. You gotta find joy again. You gotta find optimism in the face of adversity. Guess I'll die? Guess I'll die then. So you got people out here that are like, nope, taking these secrets to the grave till I'm dead in the dirt. Ain't nobody gonna know what I did. I'm gonna die before I share the horrible things I've done to people and my family members. I'll die before I tell you. I guess you'll die then. I guess you'll die. But there's no such thing as death, so you're just gonna come back and do it all over again. Except it'll be worse this time because now what you projected on other people, you're going to experience because you couldn't take accountability. Like, let's be logical, people. If I told you that taking accountability right now, right here, right now, and apologizing and saying, I fucked up. I believed a false God. I fell for it because I wanted to be number one. I wanted to be powerful. And I did the unspeakable against people that I should have looked out for. Instead, I abused my power and I fucked up. If you can say that right now and mean it and not have to do it again, would you do it? Not these people. No, not these people. These people are like, I'll never tell. Okay. How many shots of the vaccine that don't work did we all get? I mean, that's just adorable. It's about uniting with the little things that bring us joy. Animals, plants, community, sharing, being there for each other, not caring about your religion or your political views or how much money you make. That shit's dead. That shit never had energy to begin with. I don't know why the fuck we care so much about donkeys or elephants. Like, who fucking cares? Spirit said boon, and look, baboon. Yeah, they're like, how can I make this work? Nobody's calling me. Nobody's telling me what's happening. Why isn't my plan working? This used to work all the time. Why isn't it working now? Well, his name's not Jesus, it's Yeshua. But Yeshua is in our lives. Yeah, I got all the money in the world. Well, you have all the money in the world, and you have the most dirtiest, stained field. What's their field look like? They got money to burn, but they're gonna be burning in hell because, oh, no one is reading my comments. You single? I'll give you a vaccine. Oh, I read them, but I didn't find them to be applicable to what we're talking about. Can't take it with you when you die. This is them. They wanted to be sly. They wanted to be foxy. Now they're thinking about all of the things that they used to think were so much fun. When they were burning money and they were laughing and they were hurting people. No, it's not so fun now, is it?
Maryland.
Spirit said Maryland. It's not so much fun now, is it? Now that you're faced with your own immortality, or mortality, should I say. Oh, look. The wedding. But not this kind of wedding. I'm talking about the union of polarities. Not this kind of wedding.
Is my real name.
This kind of wedding, is a false lie based on nothing. This is not the union or the wedding that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be marrying our polarities together so we're an equal union with masculine and feminine energies, not getting married to people who we don't even know that end up taking everything from us. Yeah, Meghan Marxist, yes. These people are so proud though. They think that because interdimensional being was helping them and giving them all this advice, that they're going to help them out of it, and that they don't have to answer to anybody because they have some kind of weird cosmic knowledge. But that's not God. That was never God to begin with. God don't need you to do all those things.
Handprints.
Don't hold your breath, guys. If you're waiting for these people to take responsibility for the shit they've done, do not hold your breath. It's not up to them. It's up to us. Spirit, what do you want us to do? What is your position on how we should handle them? We should be shocked. We should be appalled. We should be screaming, what the fuck is wrong with you people? How the hell did we get to this point? You should be upset. We should be asking questions like, what were you thinking? Why would that ever be okay? Why would it ever? Why are you so obsessed? Cry. Me. Yeah. We should be holding this motherfucker accountable. We should be holding them accountable. Like, what? Why are you looking at them when I'm standing right next to you? Why are you performing these fertility rituals, taking children
Environmentalists.
from our neighborhoods, and you're causing pollution, and you're
Positively.
withholding sacred knowledge where we could be way more advanced than we are right now. Again, look, we already had this one. Just making phone calls on their old phone, hoping that shit changes, but shit never changes with these people. Because the shit they've done is too much. It's too much.
Magic.
Magic! I told you, because they don't want to admit to the world that they believed in doing magic on people. Yeah, it was really good when I did the magic and I got everything I wanted, and yeah, life is great. Don't you believe me? I'm rich and I burn money. I don't know why you're asking about magic. And we're like, duh! Duh! That's what we should be saying. Fuckers. Stupid idiots trying to con us, trying to be fucking con artists, like gaslight us. No, that's ridiculous. Why are you even asking about that? But look over here. But if you look at the Nancy Guthrie still missing. Yeah, this is how we should be looking at them. Like, y'all are fucking weird. You're weird. You're weird. You have mental problems. You should not be leaders. You should not be influencers. We should not allow these people to have any say in our children's future. That's my face since Pizzagate came out. Seriously. And they want us to think that it's so ridiculous that it's just unbelievable. But it's tale old as time. This is nothing new. They've been doing these things since the beginning of time. And just because it's 2026 don't mean they still aren't doing it. And if you're waiting for the big reveal to come, it's not. I mean, I feel like enough has been revealed, and we should all be appalled, and we should be asking questions, and we should stop supporting all of them. All of them. It's all of them. This is them right now. They're just losing it. They're so angry. Look at this. They're so angry. What do you meme? When you hear your parents role-playing in their room and your dad is the shy schoolgirl, yeah, these people have sick fetishes. I'll tell you right now that it's not that God has any problem with having divine unions or, sharing your sacred sacral energy with each other, but you should be sharing it with people who have a healthy frequency and who are not needing to do extreme fetishes in order to feel. I just heard a bump upstairs and nobody's home. Confirmation? Yeah, if you're with somebody that has some weird fetish that's, makes you uncomfortable, that's extreme, that person has something lacking within them and they're bored and there's something within them that's preventing them from feeling fulfillment. They're searching, they're craving, they're thirsty for excitement because they're lacking emotion. They're lacking energy. And when someone has such extreme fetishes, just know they're lacking energy because there's something within them that their power they've given away. And they're searching outside of themselves for very extreme things to get them excited. Okay, that's a problem. When you're walking in your divine inheritance, when you're coming into union with your polarities, you will not need that. Love will be enough. When you're sharing the sacred energy of love with someone you care about, you will not need to replace that feeling with something more extreme. It will always be enough. When you're in union with somebody who's matching your divine energy, there will not be any need for some weird, kinky sexual fetish. That is a sign of extreme energy loss. When you're in fulfillment, when your heart is activated, you share sacral energy through the heart space, and it is an exchange of energy, not a taking of energy or a burst of energy. It's a fluid sharing of interconnected energy that's waving together instead of like this. You're meeting impact with the fetish, getting a burst of like, oh, this is different and weird and exciting, but then to what end? Now you're involving children and you're doing frazzle drip and you're doing the most extreme, weirdest things because you think that it makes you powerful, but it's because you're lacking energy, because you are not in fulfillment. Thank you, Jocelyn. Never thought of it that way. Well, we're happy to bring a higher perspective. Well, you'll have to look it up. I can't say it, but it's something that Hillary Clinton did with a child. When you score the game-winning point and look over to see that your mom is on her phone. Yeah, these are people that were never validated. There's a reason Fraggle Rock. I used to love Fraggle Rock. We did a reading with, oh my gosh, Jim Henson. You should go watch it. It was very insightful. These are people that have a lot of emotional disruptions. I'm telling you, the new leaders of the future are going to be in heart consciousness. We should be evaluating their actions, the words they say, their past, their future, their present. We should be putting people on as our leaders who are not seeking validation outside of themselves, that don't need to be famous, that don't, need to wear name brands or have giant houses. Okay, Yeshua is a carpenter. Yeshua is a carpenter and had the highest frequency of anyone around him. Him and Mary. Him and Mary are the divine union of marriage and polarities, of masculine and feminine polarities. I've been watching some strange people on live and so happy to see someone with some common sense on this platform. Oh, thank you so much. Happy you're here. Happy you're here. Glad that you came. When you open your laptop at the library and it starts blasting music. Yeah. What music are you automatically listening to just because you like the way it sounds? Every artist is not going to be an artist that's from, see, I don't know the time frame because we do have social media now, and there's a lot more artists that are marketing themselves, that are bypassing. Oh, Drake. Hey, Drake. Oh, thank you. Hey, Melinda. Thank you so much. Good morning. So we have to be mindful of what we're consuming, okay? There's a lot of music we listen to mindlessly because we've listened to it for years, since our childhood. But is that music really amplifying our own ability to heal, or is it imprinted with a frequency that puts us in chaotic energy? So you can listen to old music, but it's just the awareness of knowing that music is probably most likely imprinted with disharmonic frequency that is designed to put you in disharmonic, chaotic energy, so you kind of break down in your own world. That's why we love Suno so much, because we have a lot of song lyrics. We used to rap. I'm not saying I'm a good rapper at all, but I really like to write lyrics. So I have thousands and thousands of lyrics that I don't have access to beats to. I don't have recording equipment, but at the same time, I do really love the creation of that form of music, of rap and hip hop and R&B and stuff. I just really like it. And so I put my lyrics into Suno, and I think about the way I want it to sound, and Spirit uses the AI technology to infuse my thoughts with the sound, and I literally get the sound I want every time. All I have to do is do it with deliberate intention and have a plan, have a deliberate outcome that I'm looking for, and Spirit will infuse. I've had songs that sound like Left Eye because I'm allowing Left Eye to bring into reality music that I like to hear, that's not imprinted with disharmonic frequency, and it's positive and it's uplifting, and I feel happy when I listen to it. So pay attention. I listen to lo-fi hip-hop. You think they mess with that stuff? Well, that's the thing I think Spirit wants us to be open to, is that let's go to more people that don't have ties to the music industry. Let's support more artists that don't have an ulterior motive, that aren't being supported by the gatekeepers of the entertainment industry. Let's support people who are just working hard on making their own music and working hard on putting out their own music through their social media outlets. Let's support those people, because those are the divine artists. They're actually putting in the work themselves and not relying on anything outside of themselves besides their own divine inspiration. I like lo-fi hip-hop as well. What is this fake harmonic frequency you speak of? Well, Beddington, you can rewatch the episode and go to the beginning, but Spirit quickly told us that they use mainstream media outlets and tabloids and music and movies and entertainment, and they imprint a disharmonic frequency into the... Oh, that's okay. They imprint disharmonic frequency into those outlets. So when we're listening to them, just unconsciously, we will get hit with the disharmonic frequency, and it will affect our own frequency field for us to be in a more chaotic, like worrying type of energy. But if we tell you that they're doing that, then when you're consuming those things from mainstream media, it will less likely disrupt your field because you have awareness of it. And that's what they're finding. They're on this sequence of planned frequential attacks using mainstream media, and they're on the 8th one where we see repeated patterns of their concentrated efforts to hit us with frequency, but it's not working. So if you want to hear more about it, this will be recorded. You can definitely go over there. Let's not support anyone using Suno or anything soon. Why not? What do you mean? I just said Suno's the greatest thing. I am using Suno and I freaking love it. I don't even listen to regular music anymore. I don't even listen to it. I listen to my own music. I put in my own lyrics. I infuse it with my intention and my deliberate act of creation and the style I want and how I want it to make me feel. And Spirit uses the AI to actually produce a song that fits my wants and my needs. And I absolutely love it. Like, how many hertz is this frequency? The only thing I know of similar is the infrasound attacks at protest. That's not your music. Do you actually make anything? It would be more satisfying, I promise. Well, that's the thing that we're finding is surrounded by it. That's the thing. That's the reason why Suno is a gift, because not everybody is meant to be a musician. Not everybody has recording equipment. Not everybody wants to go and be famous, but yet they still can have a hobby or appreciate. Like I was saying for myself, I love writing lyrics, like rap lyrics, but I'm not a rapper. I don't have the equipment. I don't know how to record it. I'm just a mother and a wife and a baker. And so for those of us that don't want to go through a gatekeeper and go through the entertainment industry just to enjoy music, I don't want to be famous. I just want to enjoy my own music. And so for people like me who don't have a chip on their shoulder and don't need validation, I would love to be able to have an outlet where I can enjoy my own music and I can work with Spirit at the same time and get a song that's valuable, that's good, that's positive. And I love it. I have over 200 songs and it's still counting. And every song I make is so beautiful, and I love it. I love it. But that's the thing, Beddington. Not every person with a computer. I'm a mother of 2. I'm a baker. I'm learning how to be a psychic and a medium. Like, I have a lot of things I like to do. I like to go to the gym every day. I don't have the time to record and make music. Like, just because I like music and I like lyrics doesn't mean I'm meant to be a musician. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people are. And the illusion we need to break that will break the chains off of people, they make one song and because they're... and sadistic, and because they're lacking value of their own worth, they search outside of themselves and they attract these gatekeepers of the entertainment industry that will prey on those people that want their music to be heard, that want to make music, but they don't want to make music because they enjoy making music. They want to make music because they want to be validated. They want to be adored by the human populace. And so that's what I'm saying. That's what Suno's for. Now, people still have a place for those savants that are very good at music, and those people are still valuable. Like Charlie Puth. Suno can't do what Charlie Puth can do. Charlie Puth is Suno. And so his the way that he hears the music and create it on the spot and he can articulate, that's his skill. But not everybody is going to be at that level. But it doesn't mean that they can't appreciate or be a part of creating something. Okay? I've never heard of sumo. It's Suno, S-U-N-O. S-U-N-O. Knowledge is gold. The existence of this AI bullshit is an insult to real artists and creators. You speak of the gatekeepers ruining things and making it harder, but yeah, well, if they weren't so irresponsible, you have to understand that these people have been wildly irresponsible, okay? And God said, well, if you're going to gatekeep and you're going to be this irresponsible and I can't trust you to actually find real role models, and you want to prey on the weak, you want to prey on people who have chips on their shoulders, you want to continue the cycle, then nature will find another way. Okay, clearly the entertainment industry has not been a reliable or responsible advocate for true artists. They're abusive. Yeah, I disagree completely, but it's just evolution and create less barriers. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're not going into the future without AI, so you better find a way to accept it. Otherwise, you're going to be like this. Here, let me see. You're going to be like this. Yeah, you're going to be like this. No, you're right, Lake Spirit. They can have their opinion, absolutely, but if you're not flexible, if you're not allowing yourself to be a little more flexible, you'll find yourself using a flip phone. I don't know. Let me play a song for you. It's my lyrics. Let me play a song for you. It's quite beautiful. I don't know. I think it's art. It's my lyrics. It's my lyrics that are giving it the oomph. You know, they're giving it the energy, you know? Oh my God, I have so many to choose from. I have so many. You know what? Let me do this one. Oh, you gotta go now that I'm playing a song. That's okay.
You wanna hear some advice? Don't be looking at me like a slice of cold beef over rice. The dark side is alive and well. I'm stuck in its tides, under toes and swells. Hit the moon with a bomb and it rang like a bell. First came the word or the story they tell, but I know better. Can't fool me cause I got my skill checker. Can't bring God with red letters, despite the evidence that I gathered from the
It's
ether.
beautiful. This is art.
Preacher. Angels around and
Wanna be a teacher,
but you never listen.
so they can never reach us.
Treat them like a vampire,
A mythical creature.
Straight to the point, here is a lighter,
Here is the joint.
When they
unite, they don't disappoint.
Like when anaconda
Ain't John Voight. Nature's a bitch.
Think you got it bad, but I think that's a glitch. Need to be searched,
Need to be fixed.
Can't take the heat, get your ass out the mix. I know all the games and I know all the
Yeah, it's good, right?
thing from this old witch.
It's good. It's beautiful. It's just another way for God to express themselves. You can't limit the way God wants to express themselves. And if you try to stop it, God finds another way.
Energy is what I am. Living in this hologram, programmed to be stuck in sand. No such thing as the promised land. No one cares to lend a hand. Don't give a damn. So I tell myself to see the deal. Energy I used to feel was really real to help reveal. If you pure intent
Or it's like the eels.
every choice is made to heal. Everything congeals.
Energy is what I used to feel. If the tensions are pure real. It's so good. It's so good. What's bad about it? Energy don't play. If you send that around, it goes back around the way you stay. Karma makes you pay. It's good. It's so good. Yeah, it does. I love it. I listen to it every day. My kids listen to it. My kids are singing my lyrics in such a beautiful, like, I don't play instruments. I don't record music. How can I enjoy music when I'm not gifted in those other areas? That, it's like God finds a way. You don't limit the way God creates. You just allow God to create. No matter what it looks like, as long as it's coming from an intentional, loving place, You guys, beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy. This was a great, great 5D news briefing. So just real quick, the things that Spirit wants us to focus on is make sure that you're imagining the way you want it to be. Make sure you're mindful of where you're putting your money and who you're supporting, and make sure that you're aware that they're desperate and they're using old world tactics and frequencies to imprint mainstream media to affect us chaotically. So if you find yourself moody or, oh, thank you so much, Kitty Hawk. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you find yourselves moody or angry or some kind of negative emotion, consider that an infiltration of energy. And the way you can counteract it is think of something you love, do something that brings you joy, go outside, go for a walk, move your energy, take a hot shower, put your hands in some salt. These are just various things that will reset your energy and get you grounded. Yeah, yeah. Well, make sure it's about, you're not gluttonous, but absolutely enjoy. There's this, what? Speaking of food, I've been dying to get this sandwich. I live in Providence, Rhode Island, and there's this sandwich shop called the Sandwich Hut, and they have this, it's called Mambo Italiana, and it has this olive relish with arugula, smoked mozzarella, and prosciutto. Mambo Italiana is so good. Oh, thank you so much, Lake Superior. Yes, I'm going to go to the gym right now. I'm going to be listening to my own music. I'm going to be dancing in the gym. People are going to be staring at me. I don't care. I don't care. I love you guys so much. Stay high vibe and stay grounded. Keep finding joy. Keep clearing your energy of these frequencies. And I love you so much. I love you. See you later. Bye.